So welcome to Oldenburg, everybody. It's great to see you here finally. Also, a warm welcome to our online participants. And don't check your emails. We'll be watching you. Today we're here to get into discussions of music and hearing health. Why that? Well, as we all know, music is part of all human cultures, and humans have been into music for at least 40,000 years. But it seems that researchers are only at the beginning of this century really determined to figure out whether and how music is more than auditory cheesecake. So we're observing a flurry of research activities when it comes to questions regarding the benefits of musical training, on hearing in general, but also on things like speech understanding. We're observing research in the direction of asking what are the effects of musical activities on elderly people and people with dementia. We're also observing a lot of very general research approaches, asking what is the nature of musicality, why are some people considering themselves as being musical, whereas others don't. And there's also research on why children pick up music. This is channeled also by a few or by several research events and networks, and I would like to mention just a few. So last year we had the Neurosciences and Music Conference in Aarhus, connecting with music across the lifespan. And in Canada we have the Singwell Network, Singing for People with Communication Challenges, that's led by Frank Russo. We also have emerging interest from the hearing science perspective. So there I would like to mention the Music and Cochlear Implant Symposium, which happened in Cambridge this year, and Niels has been involved in the initial organization. A very nice conference was the Hearing Aids for Music Conference in Leeds in 2017, led by Alinka. Next year we have the ARO Winter Meeting with a session on music that's led by Denise Biskent. And in the UK, we also have the Oral Diversity Network going on. So hearing health is hard to constrain to isolated academic disciplines, I would say. And in this workshop, we try to consider the topic from a broad angle involving both psychological and technological approaches. And so in this workshop, we're looking at how much we're actually exposed to loud sound. We consider hearing impairment and its effect on music. We hear about music-based interventions to quality of life. We address how individual differences play out in music. And we also ask how one could possibly remix audio for people with hearing impairments. So here you have a word cloud that's generated from our own abstract booklet. And here we have the top 50 words. And I like to generate from this new research ideas. For example, on the left-hand side, you have the experience implant. That might be a good next research project. But what you can see is sort of a broad overview here. So with this event, we are trying to give a forum to both established and young scholars. And so we're looking forward to learning from each other across generations, not only across disciplines, so both across disciplines and across generation learning. Our Music and Hearing Health workshop is the first international event of this kind to happen in Germany, at least to our knowledge, and we're really happy to have you here. Thanks for traveling in these days where traveling is not always easy. So we're in Germany, but where in Germany are we exactly? I guess the town is called Oldenburg, and here you see some pictures that are characteristic for Oldenburg. We have the Oldenburg Schloss, which used to be home to the Grand Dukes until the November Revolution of 1918, and since then is public domain and open source, of course. We have Grünkohl, the favorite Oldenburg dish. It's only a winter dish, so please visit us again if you like to have some Grünkohl, but you should plan for a couple of days because it takes a while to digest. And we also have regional beer, and we are looking forward to enjoying some of that tonight with you. More seriously, Oldenburg, as Gunther alluded to, is also a hub when it comes to hearing science. We have the research cluster Hearing for All, which looks at hearing deficits from very broad perspectives, including biology, psychology, engineering, etc. And we have, since 2018, the Collaborative Research Center HAPA, which stands for Hearing Acoustic Perceptive Principles and Applications. We have extra university infrastructure in terms of the Healthe and the Fraunhofer, which helps to translate basic research into applications. So if we look at our workshop, we have a nice equal distribution in North America. And we have also a good distribution of participants in Central Europe. I think next time we should work on Southern Europe as well. And then we are fully representative of Europe in some sense. We're really looking forward to our two keynotes. We're happy to have Denise Busquin from Groningen here with us. She will speak right after this session on effects of auditory training for hearing impaired individuals. And tomorrow morning, Chris Plack will start the day with a talk on effects of age on pitch and harmony perception. We're really happy to have these two esteemed scholars with us, and we're looking forward to their talks. Just to give you a brief overview of the program, as I said, we'll go on with our keynote, Denise Busquin, after this session. Then in the afternoon, we'll have two sessions, one on hearing impairment and one on health effects. And then the day closes with our Golden Ear Challenge. Tomorrow, we'll have our keynote speaker, Chris Plack, then a session on remixing. And after lunch, we'll have a session on individual differences and exposure. In terms of the speakers for the oral sessions, in the hearing impairment session, we have Alinka Greasley with us from Leeds. We have Sina Tamasebi from Hanover with us. And then joining in an online talk, we have Bernhard Richter from Freiburg. The second session on health effects will be started by Ulrike Frischen from the University of Oldenburg here. Then we'll have Stine Alfweis from Hanover. And Xi-Yun Lo and Frank Russo joining online at the end of the day. Tomorrow, then, we'll have the remixing session with Trevor Agus from Belfast. Then we'll have, again, a talk by people from the Hanover group, Jonas Althoff. Then we'll have our own Hendrik Kaiser from Oldenburg. And then the session on individual differences will be started off by David Sears from Texas Tech University. We'll have Franziska Deger from the Max Planck Institute of Empirical Statics in Frankfurt. And we'll have Martin Bleichner from Oldenburg. And in the final session tomorrow, we'll have Niels Hendrik van Toppedam from Ericsson Research Center, Omid Kokabi from Mimi Hearing Technologies in Berlin, and Sam Kauth from Manchester. Okay, so not everything will be equally accessible online. So here are some on-site highlights. So sorry online participants, you probably won't be able to get the full share of these highlights. So tomorrow, tonight, we'll have the Golden Ear Challenge with an ensemble from Bremen, the Kammer Ensemble Consonance, and there we'll have a sort of gamified live experiment on how good your music perception is, and the winner of that experiment will receive that award there. So better get your skills ready. Tomorrow we'll have a poster session. Really looking forward to that from 10 to 11:30. And anytime you are welcome to play ping pong with us. It's sort of a tradition in our lab that we from time to time get together and play ping pong. I see Alinka likes this idea. And it's outside there if you just go outside from the lobby. I heard also the ping pong or the table tennis world championship is going on exactly right now at the same time. This should inspire us even more. Okay, so regarding the background of this workshop, we are funded by a Freigeist Fellowship from the Volkswagen Foundation. The Freigeist Fellowship, I will talk about it in a little bit more detail. It basically funds our whole group. And just a note about the Volkswagen Foundation, it is not, as the name suggests, tied to the company, but it's originally it received its name through this historic process in the 1960s where the stocks of the Volkswagen Foundation got sold. And so the foundation that's now private and independent from the company got its endowment from. So don't worry, we are not fully engaged in car sound acoustics. Although it's somewhat telling for this country that the largest scientific foundations has a name of a car company. A good or bad sense. So logistics, final announcement. Please tell us if you don't like to appear in photos or videos. Poster presenters, please put up your posters. And if you like, send it to us so we can put it on the website and present it to the public. All speakers, please check your slides in advance. We're using this PC, this computer, and you can talk to our tech team here to transfer your presentation in advance. So please come here before your session is starting. And then we should all try to use PowerPoint's laser pointer if you use PowerPoint, because then the PowerPoint, the laser pointer will be transferred online as well. If you have questions, on-site participants, please give a sign and wait for the mic. And remote participants, please use the chat, and then the chair of the respective session will give you or will read out the question. Okay, so this is the end of my introductory remarks. Thank you for coming. Let's make the most of these 2 days. It's really great to have you all here. I think we can really get into a very intense and sort of very small workshop intense mode to be able to speak to everyone. That will be really fun.